Information Minister receives kidnapped journalist and family. NSA assures of continued synergy in rescuing other kidnapped Nigerians.
This is the mandate given to them to ensure that all those who are kidnapped, security agencies are at their best, using new tactical methods to ensure that these kidnapped victims are brought back to their homes, to their families in safety.
Operation Well Punch destroys terrorist enclave in Giwa, Kaduna State.
NDLEA intercepts Euro-bound hard drugs concealed in clothing and other items.
And on Good Morning Nigeria today, we shall examine food import waiver and much later, the African Natural Resource and Energy Investment Summit.
Just last week, here on this platform, I relayed how I bought a bag of rice for 70,000 naira. When Mr. Chukudi now said that it had gone up to 84,000 naira. I recounted how a man also wanted to buy a bag of rice, but instead had to settle for what, we just have to call in local parlance a mudu of rice due to the high cost of the commodity in the market, including other things too.
Well, Jimmy, you're just stating the reality for every Nigerian at the moment.
Yeah.
The purchasing power of families have reduced drastically. Rice used to be the toast of many homes, of course, every Sunday.
Every Sunday, rice.
So
it is the sweetest.
Does that still happen these days? I doubt.
Nobody
now,
knows
it's becoming a commodity with high stakes, and if you like, for the very rich. And for most households, the question of affordability is the bone of contention. And it cuts across all commodity, not just rice, but every food item and services. Talking about every food item, even pepper is affected.
Even pepper, tomato, 65,000 naira for just a basket of tomatoes some weeks back. And we can continue to talk about this always, but it is our reality. A reality of inflation staring us in the face with defiance. And so perhaps in a desperate bid toward this factor off, the federal government approved 150-day duty-free import window for assorted food commodities.
Good news, I feel like, Jimmy, according to reports, the suspension of duties covers maize, wheat, cowpea and hushed brown rice, and will be subject to a recommended retail price. Before now, the 2023 ECOWAS Common External Tariff of 2022 to 2026 raised tariff on rice to 60%, while that of grains stood at about 70%.
Yes, and wheat is the most consumed grain after rice and corn. And the 2023 data from the National Bureau of Statistics indicates Nigeria's wheat import in the third quarter of 2023 is the highest in the last 4 quarters, amounting to more than 331 billion naira. And the Ukraine crisis too sort of caused a lot of commotion when it comes to wheat.
You can say
spaghetti,
that again.
Indomie and all that being produced from that commodity. Well, Nigerians love food,
By the way, what have you been feeding on with the high cost of food items? Like, have you sought alternatives?
No, actually, since I'm not a foodie, so I eat as I move. I don't have a particular meal that I love, and all that. I'm not a foodie. If I see food, I eat. If I don't see it, I just
this economy favors you.
Yes, it does, actually.
Anyways, fluctuation in exchange rate is not even helping the situation. And for people like us that eat a lot, unlike Jimmy, the prices of food in Nigeria is a big concern. And at the moment, Nigeria is listed as one of the 41 countries with low income food deficits in the world. The NBS reports that the exchange rate has a significant impact on macroeconomics variables such as inflation.
Yes, inflation has been going up and up and up. It refuses to come down. And as part of waiver on import duty commodities by federal government, 250,000 metric tons of wheat and 250,000 metric tons of maize will be supplied to small-scale processors and millers across the country. Now, what are the gains and prospects of the duty-free imports? And will this scale up production for 2024-2025 planting season? And will it also tackle food crisis in the country? You want to find out about all this? Please don't go away. Stay with us on Good Morning Nigeria today. We have analysts that will break it down for you. I am Juma Yusuf. You're welcome to the program, the first for the week.
All right, many questions there, and I hope we actually find the right answers to them. Of course, on the second topic, would be looking at the forthcoming African Natural Resources and Energy Investment Summit, AFNIS. You want to know what that's all about? So stay with us. I'm Henry John. This is our outlook for Good Morning Nigeria this beautiful Monday. Chukwudi Okolu will join us shortly for newspaper review. But for now, let's find out from Olajide Bello if he's a foodie or not and how he's coping with the realities. Olajide, good morning to
Olajide is a foodie. Oh. He doesn't play with his stomach.
Good morning, Jumaya and Yenre. You know, I've started watching my weight. Although I'm a foodie, but I've started watching my weight. Good morning, Nigeria, and here is the morning news. The National Security Advisor, Nouri Badi, has handed over rescued Kaduna journalists and their family to the Minister of Information and National Orientation in his office in Abuja. The journalist and the family of one of them were handed over after undergoing post-trauma examination in the office of the NSA. Minister of Information and National Orientation appealed to Nigerians to keep faith with the Tinubu administration, assuring that all kidnapped persons will be brought home safely. Rescued journalists and their family were kidnapped from their homes in Kaduna about a week ago.
I want to reiterate that this is part of the ongoing effort that the NSA is doing to bring back people who have been taken into custody without paying ransom. This is part of the desire of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and this is the mandate given to them to ensure that all those who are kidnapped, security agencies are at their best using new tactical methods to ensure that these kidnapped victims are brought back to their homes, to their families in safety.
The air component of Operation Wild Punch has destroyed terrorist Alajilai's enclave situated in Gofenshantu village in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State, where several terrorists observed within the location were eliminated. NAF's spokesperson Edward Gapwek says similar airstrikes conducted on 13th July 2024 over terrorist camp situated inside Malam Forest in the Gabi local government area also recorded positive outcomes after the targets were destroyed through precision airstrikes, which were initiated following credible human intelligence along with intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance operations. The Nigerian Air Force says through a multi-fold approach and working in synergy with surface forces, it will continue to dominate the battle space for the safety of Nigerians. And operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NTA, have intercepted various quantities of cocaine and opioids concealed in soles of shoes, clothes and other items being shipped to the United States, United Kingdom and Cyprus via some courier firms in Lagos. Following credible intelligence, NDLEA Edo State intercepted a vehicle at Esan local government area. A 30-year-old man who was searched and found with custard containers where 3,000 pills of tramadol were buried in the custard powder. The People's Democratic Party has dissociated itself from a purported appeal filed at the Court of Appeal, Port Harcourt Division. A statement issued in Abuja by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olugwagba, maintained that its national legal advisor never filed nor authorized any external solicitor to file same on his behalf. The purported appeal is challenging the order of the Rivers State High Court restraining the Chief Judge of Rivers State and the Clerk of the Rivers State House of Assembly from receiving or acting on any resolutions from the defected members of the state legislature. The PDP restates that only the national legal advisor of the party has exclusive responsibility of conducting the litigation, prosecution and defense of cases on behalf of the party, including its organs, chapters and officials, as expressly provided for in Section 42 of the PDP's constitution as amended in 2017. You apparently have heard about the saying that the rich also cry, but this time no one cries. But the number one citizen of Nigeria went emotional as a stage play held to honor the late mother of the president, Abuja. The play, to celebrate her life, played up the motherhood, legacy and resilience of the late Iyaloja General.
My first toilet was on her lap, and my first ever bedroom was on her back. And I thank God for the gift that I had from her. And that gift is an enduring one. Character, determination, never to give up.
And that's the news for now. Good morning, Nigeria continues with Jume and Nyenre after the commercial break. Don't go away.